wraps pull tight up against each other pretty good. Alright, I don't know if you can see, but I've gone past where the loop needs to be, probably 1/8 of an inch or so. I'm going to put 1 or 2 more wraps on there, and then we'll loop it through the string. Let's see if we can do this where you guys can see. At this point, alright, well, this is just a 2-color string. So what I do is I will grab the bottom string color is the green, and I'll grab about half of them and split them, and then I will go inside and run and pull that through. Just split that color. And then the second one, I go in between the black and the green, pull that tight, and then on the top one I split the black. You don't have to be super precise on however many you get in between, just, and then I'll pull that pretty snug. And this one I go ahead and cut it off. Alright, now we're going to come back and do the other side. Those strings wanting to catch on everything today. What you'll do is you'll run this side out to where you want to close up the loop. So when I get close here in a minute, I'll put my little template back on there, and then we'll close it up. Alright, that's right on the money right there, the exact length of the loop that we want. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go around both sides 4 times. Alright, once I get those 4 done, then we're going to pull it tight and bring the loop together. And you can see now you got your loop formed. And I just go all the way around both. I'll pull this pretty tight. And I go past wherever we quit on this side, on the side we started on it first. Once I get past that, then we'll do just like we did earlier. We got both sides are together now, so we just split in the middle, somewhere in the green. Go through, pull it back, snug it up. Split the 2 colors, the black and the green. Snug it up. Then we'll split the black somewhere and run through there. Don't put any knots in this at all. You don't need them. The reason being is once you get this done, you're going to serve over this when you put the twist in there. After a while, that's going to lock all your stuff in together. And if you put knots in there, you're going to end up with lumps. And then when you have lumps, well, they'll show up in your serving. Now this side, I'm gonna leave the tail end here, and the reason I do that is once we get ready, we get everything stretched, and we get ready to serve over these end loops after we get it split back later, I can pull this tight. I can make sure all this is tight before I serve back over. All right, I'm gonna do the other side now. I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. You don't need to see that. You saw this here. And then I'll come back on when we get ready to fold it together, and I'll show you how we do that. And then we'll have to do a dummy end where it's folded. So I'm gonna get this done, and then we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, we've got both tag ends done. Now we're ready to fold the string over itself and put the two together. And if you remember, we put this in here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to separate the black from the green. And the easy way for me to do it is I just put like my index finger in between the two colors. Now you probably can't see it, but I've got it separated. And then I just kind of keep everything in a bind, and I just start pulling in the middle, keep things together. Then I'll take this end off, hook it over on this post. So now I've got my colors pretty much still separated. And I'll lay the green, which is the bottom color, on the post, kind of just snug it just a hair, and then I'll lay the black. And at that point, we've got our colors still good and separated. And I like to put that golf tee right back in there. And then I can push your colors down, tighten down your jig, and here I like to go ahead and put just a couple of 100 pounds of tension on it for just a minute or two, and that kind of lets both sides, the strands kind of even out. It's going to let your string lay down a little better. Then also at this time I'll take and put my color separator string through both. I'll pull it out and put it through both sides, just in case golf tee falls out or whatever. It's just easier to separate your colors. Once that stretches, then we're going to have to make a since we don't have any tag ends here, we'll have to make a dummy tag end. What I normally get me about a 3-foot piece of string material. I'd rather have more than not enough. So anyway, so once we've let it stretch, I'm not going to let it stretch as long as I normally do, because like I say, this is just for demonstration purposes. So I'll get it back to where I think I want to you want to get your tension where you feel like if you would have just laid this string up. You don't want it overly tight, but you don't want any sag in your string. And at that point, we'll go ahead and get your tension set just right. Sometimes it takes a little bit. That should work right there. Alright, now what we'll do is we'll just go right through the middle of the string, just straight down. Bring these two together, just get your ends even. And then I'll pull it around the back side of the post. And the one string that's coming out from the bottom, I'll go over the top and you cross, you know,